I'm not going to talk to you about the specific of that episode, but if you want to watch it on Netflix, you're going to have to watch the season one first. But, season two, it's episode 8, if I'm not mistaken. It's where where they go to Nepal. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, so you should watch it if you have time. I've been into this Japanese reality TV show ever since I've watched Love is Blind Japan. I'm a fan of reality TV show, but it's usually America or in UK kind of reality TV show. It's entertaining. It's probably addictive to some, and it's almost like it's my way of kind of relaxing because I feel like let me know if you're the same as me. Sometimes I feel like, watching reality TV show dumb you down. Like, like every day you're thinking of work, you're thinking of these, decisions, big decisions, small decisions. And sometimes you get to a point where you just kind of like don't want to think. But it's really, really, it's not just a reality TV show, which is kind of like make me really refreshing to watch a reality TV show like that because there's humor and also there's real life, like how people think, like real problems. And I've had made videos of passport bros and been into that kind of scenario and dating. We've talked about dating, about all these lonely men and lonely women, their expectations to each other. You would see that there, the problems, the problems why you can't have a happy relationship or why can't you have this and that, which is very simple because you're looking from the outside. But once you're not self-aware of what you're doing, then that is the problem most of the time. You don't think. You only just point, but you don't think about yourself of what you're doing. Ganon. Those reality TV show, I find it very, very different. And on these reality TV shows, like most of the time you feel like in Western TV reality show, it becomes so exaggerated that if there's no drama, then it's not really a reality TV show. Or it's almost like it feels so scripted that it doesn't really talk to you or it's not relatable anymore. And that's what reality TV show really is. It makes you relate to little things. But at the same time, Japanese reality TV show is way different. Like the first time I've watched reality TV show is that Love is Blind Japan edition. And I was so amazed of how it's real life, like real life and real people that you can actually see when you go out and about in Japan. And also the real people that you'll probably meet at work, those little things. And I was amazed of how raw kind of thing it is. Like it's all almost like it's so diverse that there are people that things like this and that. It's like a really, really wonderful to watch because it's in an observational level. You will feel how people are so different, just the same way as when I'm doing my live stream and you interacting with me makes me feel like we are all comes from, even if we have the same background, we still do think different. You might think of something that I'll probably wouldn't even think about, even how much of a common sense to think about those kinds of situation. I found this another one because Love is Blind Japan is so good, raw, authentic, kind of refreshing. It's not the same old bullshit scripted reality TV show that you see that all just flaunting their richness or whatever those reality TV show. I'm not saying you're bad, but it's just not my type. There's one reality TV show that we're kind of like thinking if we should watch it. So we started watching it and we were hooked. It's called Love Wagon. And in Japanese, it's ainori. This is not sponsored, guys. I just wanted to talk this out. Okay? Ainori, this is a reality TV show where there's a van that would go in different countries. They're going on a road trip in different countries in Asia with people that signed up to find true love or boyfriend or a relationship. So there are strangers that applied, like how reality TV shows all over the world are, and they are selected. And these are all strangers to each other, and they're put into a van and they will travel Asia, all over Asia with that van together in them to find if they can find love against them. I mean, with them, because there's like 7 people that would be included in the reality TV show. And the thing with this IE Nori, it kind of like sparked up something. When you're so passionate about something, when you've watched something and it just stayed with you, lingered with you, and it's just over and over your thoughts, and you've always wanted to talk about it. So they would go to different countries in Asia, and they have a segment where they would tell an information or like some sort of what is this country is known for, like basically sharing awareness, about a certain specific country. And these 7 people, and imagine this, just imagine and put this inside your head, guys. These 7 people are all Japanese, guys. And as a Japanese person who lived in Japan for a long time, Japan is first world country. It's such a first world country that sometimes it really feels sometimes that we're almost kind of like the same as America. It's so convenient to live here. There's no street children. Even if you see homeless people out there, they're always kind of like old people, they're retired like 60, 70. Like old people are homeless. And the thing is, they've chose to be homeless. It's not because of certain struggles. And I'm pretty sure there are homeless people that's struggling in Japan. But at the same time, I always wonder why. Because Japan is one of the places that I feel like when it comes to well-being, in financial or any ways. But I also feel like this, even if I'm in the Philippines, if you know how to find money, if you're really, really gonna work for whatever you want, you'll find ways to do it. And the thing is, that's where the quote, if there's a will, there's a way, because that's pretty much true. And if you have so much excuses for yourself of not doing something or procrastinating, which is what sometimes I do, then it's on you. It's not on the outside forces. It's on you because you chose to do that. So basically, they would go to different countries, and in this country, they would be kind of like tour of how, and they get a first glimpse of how it's like to live in that country. In a way, it's an experimental thing. You put all these strangers together in a country that's not their own country. They're not home, away from people that they love, that they trust. Just imagine that. And at the same time, they wanted to find love, which kind of like sets them in a vulnerable, scenario. At the same time, on top of that, when they are in this show traveling, they're not allowed to have phone. They don't allow to have TV, any entertainment, media, and all of sorts. Meaning, it's almost kind of like back in the day, it's just you and the people around you. That's all you have. And that's how they put, I keep burping. That's how they put this plot. And when they go to countries, they would be educated and, like aware of these things that they wouldn't even think about because they come from this country. And while I was watching this, I was like thinking to myself, this is going to be like shocking to them because in Japan, there are certain poverty level that I don't think they even know existed because they come from a first world country. In that matter, there's one specific episode in season 2 that really bothered me a lot. Made me like sometimes when you watch this, because they go to like third world countries, you feel so like even the host of this TV show feels so ashamed of how you complain petty things, how you complain little things, when in other parts of the world, their problem is so big that you, on the other hand, is complaining on what? You don't have milk and you're pissed because you don't have milk. Stuff like that. It really struck me so hard that I feel like there's a lot of people. I'm not saying that it just realized that, I've been realizing this, but it just really feels like because these Japanese people, it's kind of like it becomes so dark to them. Their expressions, their, how they kind of received the information. And it just feels like if these Japanese people shock on this, and even me shocked to the information that I had on that specific episode that I probably won't elaborate. So watch it for yourself. It just really, really struck me so hard that we are so distracted that we don't really think of those little things that make life really worth it. Ganon, diba? Ang deep ko, guys. Those kind of shows can be an eye opener for those never experienced poverty firsthand or something like that. I feel like there's really not much of us who are willing to watch this type of show, like super sad, poverty level, especially the ones that are super advantageous in life. I don't think they would put a stop or pause in their fancy life, their very, well privileged life, and watch something of a documentary of kids on the street. And that's the thing, which is kind of sad sometimes. And I actually had a random thought about this as well. There's nothing we can do about these peps or these people. Again, I'm lucky I have those what I need and thankful that I can have what I don't even ask for. Exactly. Does manifestation life for so many years, and I'm blessed that it turns into reality. But acceptance of limitations is important. Yeah, in other words, don't be delusional. Another word that I feel really, really bad about is when they try to use the word manifestation in everything that it becomes cringy. I've always loved that word before, and now that it's very popular and a lot of people is butchering that word and making the word meaningless now, it became so cringy. Sometimes your expectations, even as much as you try your hardest to do something towards that goal, sometimes life can be such an asshole that it doesn't it's not for you. So even how much you try, it's not for you. They won't give it to you. So also try to be realistic as well, like try to find that balance of where is it delusional, manifesting, visualization, and whether it's being delusional, because it's almost like, when you're trying to expect a huge amount of money for a salary, but you didn't go to work. It doesn't work that way. Or you have no money, and for whatever reason, you manifest so hard that you're gonna win something. Or for some weird reason, some Prince Charming would just stand in front of you and, take you out of your misery. I mean, that happens, but that's kind of probably one in a billion of whatever. So be realistic.